African immigrants settle in Canada. It is what it sounds like. They help newcomers from Africa settle anywhere in Canada and adapt to life here without hassles, providing individual and family support, driver's road test assistance, student support, computer skills training, and job search assistance. Free consultations are available all year round. Contact African Immigration Settlement in Canada. Visit AISIC.ca. That's AISIC.ca.
Awesome. So once again, thank you so much for being here today. And I'll be talking briefly about AISIC, which is All African Canadian Immigration Solutions Corporation. It's an organization that was founded in May 2009 with a core vision to help African immigrants in Canada to thrive. And so we have programs that ranges from road test assistance to education. We also have international students, elderly and childcare support, settlement and integration guidance. And on August 8, 2025, AISIC received its CRA registration number to be a nonprofit organization in Canada. So today, by the grace of God, we'll be having Dr. Ako talk to us about mental health. And just a little bit of bio for Dr. Ako. He is a healthcare professional from the southwestern region of Nigeria. He completed his medical education in Nigeria and gained clinical experience working in both private and public hospital settings. Through diverse exposure, he developed a strong foundation in patient care across different healthcare environments. He's currently a licensed clinical assistant at the Health Sciences Center in Winnipeg, where it continues to contribute to high-quality patient-centered care. With a digital round of applause, can we please welcome Dr. Emmanuel Ako for our meeting today? Thank you so much. So over to you, sir.
Okay. Well, I'm most happy.
Thank you. Yes, we actually need to hear this topic, so I'm actually excited myself. So thank you.
Let me share my screen.
All right. And I will encourage everybody as it's talking, if you have any question, please feel free to put it in the chat and then we can grab it from there when it's done.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you for giving me this opportunity on this platform to discuss this topic. The topic before us today is understanding, support, and hope, mental health for all Canadians. So what's the purpose of this seminar? To educate immigrants about mental health, and as such, reduce stigma and misconceptions about mental health. Once people hear about mental health, different thoughts begin to run through their mind. Is the person running mad or what's going on? Then also to empower individuals to support themselves and others. Then increase awareness of help and resources in Canada. Our learning outcome as follows: to understand what mental health is and why it matters, recognize common mental health challenges, learn practical stress and coping tools, develop skills to support others respectfully, know where and how to seek help in Canada. And this topic is very, very essential for immigrants and those who are coming in newly, because from the research, mental health problem also abound among immigrants because of the relocation that many people are not prepared for what they met on ground. So understand what mental health is and why it matters, recognize common mental health challenges, learn practical stress and coping tools, develop skills to support others respectfully, know where and how to seek help in Canada. So let's start with the definition of mental health. It refers to emotional, psychological, and social well-being. Mental health affects our thoughts, our feelings, our behaviors, our decisions, influences how we handle stress and help and relate to others. Anyone that is not mentally, stable, you will begin to notice some reactions from them. So it's very, very important to go through this topic at this time. And then everyone has mental health. We should have that at the back of our mind. everyone has mental health, just like our physical health. And for new immigrants, mental health is especially important because migration often comes with major life challenges. It's a game changer. So everyone needs to be well informed about this topic. Not only that, this can adjusting to a new culture, learning a new system, finding employment, language barriers, financial pressure, separation from family, and changes in social support. So, those are the things that can influence our mental health. And many people, they've not managed this and they end up breaking down mentally. And it's a spectrum, it's a continuum, and everybody falls within that spectrum. It may not be too bad, it may be good. Some will be at the fulcrum, that is center. They are not on the negative side, they are not on the positive side, but there are some triggers that will tilt one to either the negative side or the positive side of this spectrum. So mental health has spectrum, and immigrant experience as well falls within this spectrum. And I will start picking it one by one, how it affects immigrant. The first on the list is striving. When you come in and people start calling you from home, how is everything? The kind of answer you give to them, you will see a spectrum or where you belong in this spectrum. Thriving, feeling settled, hopeful in the new country, adjusting well to work, school, or daily life, building social connections and routines, feeling confident, navigating services and systems. And all this depend on the information you have at your disposal. Whereas people will be within the second, which is coping, managing daily responsibilities, but feeling stressed at times, worrying about finances, employment or immigration paper, missing family and familiar cultural practices, and still functioning but feeling pressure. Another one is struggling, stress or emotions interfering with sleep, work, or relationships, feeling isolated due to language or cultural differences, persistent sadness, anxiety or frustration, and then difficulty accessing services or asking for help. Then the crisis stage, feeling overwhelmed, unable to cope, feeling unsafe and unable to manage daily life. Immediate support is needed to ensure safety and well-being. So we can see that for everybody that migrates to a new country, you fall within one of these category or within one of these spectrum. For those who have been on ground for a while, uh, majority of them will be at this stage. They are now thriving. They've navigated the system. They've been able to, assess resources available for them, and they are growing in the system. So they will feel confident navigating services and system, and then they will keep up with their career growth and all that. Some are still at the coping level. There are still one or two things that are yet to be fixed, and they still have one challenge or the other. So these are the different things that culminates into mental health crisis for people. You can't find a person at the level, thriving level, coping level. They are still struggling, and they don't have access to information like our organization do provide for new immigrants, helping them to land a good job. They are driving tests. We are helping them to pass them. Those are things that can affect or influence one's settlement when they get into a new country. And once that they hit the level of crisis, such people need urgent help. Then the common mental health challenges faced by immigrants. Number one, anxiety, persistent worry. They become restless. They begin to have sleep problems, And another one is depression, low mood, fatigue, loss of interest. Then trauma and PTSD, that is post-traumatic stress disorder. Those are those are people that have suffered one form of maybe they've suffered loss in their businesses, they have had some horrible experience, they've been duped, they fell into the hand of scammer, then they begin to manifest this PTSD syndrome, flashbacks, fear, emotional numbness. They'll be afraid to try new things because of their past experience working with people. And then the next level is the level of burnout, exhaustion, irritability, reduced motivation. This burnout, in order for them to meet up with the demand from home, demand from family, this one is calling you, that one is calling you, send me this, send me that. And some have not developed the attitude of they are bold enough to say no when it is needful. They want to satisfy everybody. Then your income here, you send it home. So they take some rash decision. You are not yet settled here. The people at home are calling you to start sending money for you to start one building project or the other. They run into debt. And in order to meet up with the bills, they start taking up 3, 4 jobs, no time to rest, no time to, they don't have time, they don't spend time with their family, no time for even religious activity, which is one of the things we are going to consider today, how it helps our mental health. So they come to this level, burnout, exhaustion, irritability, reduced motivation. And if this is not well handled, that is how many people end up with this last stage of substance use to cope with stress. So we have some mental health coping tools. And the first one is to learn at your own pace. If you don't do that, you will run into problem. When you go flock with people who have been here for a long time, some of them, they have their mortgage, they are going about with flashy cars. And if you want to be pressured into all this, you are in a hurry to acquire all this, a lot of things will happen and then your mental health will suffer. So the good tool I'm presenting before you today as new immigrants is one, learn at your own pace. And we can see it's a cycle. Number one, it's okay not to understand everything right away. Upon landing in a new country, yes, it's okay. If you don't understand the whole system, immediately you land. But you move to the next stage, you focus on one step at a time. Get your health card so that you can access free health if you're a permanent resident. And even if you're a student, you have health insurance that you can still access to manage some common illnesses. So make sure you move to that step. Focus on one step at a time. Health card, get school for your children, job, whatever you can find to do immediately when you land. Don't wait for the big job to come. Whatever you can get immediately upon landing, at least to settle the bills, try and get them. And then housing, which our organization is helping people with. So we'll help you to navigate all these community resources. We'll liaise you with all these resources so that it will assist your settlement process. Then you move to the next one. You give yourself permission to learn slowly. Take things bit by bit. Do you want to add to your certification? Do it one step at a time. And then the key message at this first level is for you to adjust. And adjustment takes time. Have that at the back of your mind. Adjustment takes time for you not to mess up your mental health. Number two, you build a daily routine, things that can help ease tension, distress. So those are things that you should engage with. Build a daily routine. Wake up, you eat, you sleep at regular time. Then include small activities you enjoy. Because once you start losing touch with the activities you enjoy, then depression begin to set in. And that's one of the foremost signs and symptoms of depression. When you begin to lose interest in the things you enjoy, watch it. Maybe depression is at the corner. Include small activities you enjoy. Keep routines simple and flexible. It's not compulsory you finish all your house chore or all your responsibility or daily activity routine at a go. Take it simple and be flexible with your routine so that you avoid burnout and exhaustion. And how will this help? Routines create stability in a new environment. Yes, we must go through it for you to be stable. At least when you wake up in a day, these are the things I must do. I must go to work, and at the end of the month or bi-weekly, I'm expecting something. It helps create stability in a new environment. And number three, you stay connected. It will be very helpful for you to quickly connect yourself with your community, maybe religious community, professional community, you are into a profession. You quickly look for those communities so that you can stay connected for the purpose of information, for the purpose of growth. Opportunities will come and you get first-hand information. So you stay connected. Those are one of the tools that will help you to cope mentally as new immigrant. Keep in touch with family, very, very important, and friends back home. Connect with people from your cultural or language community. Join newcomer programs, community centers, or faith groups. So I mentioned it before, faith group, religious group also goes a long way to help our mental health. When you tell people join a church or join a religious group, they think you want to deprive them of their time, their rights, or whatever they think about. And some will feel, if I join this group now, I won't have time to do 3, 4 jobs again. So as a result of that, they become lost in the midst of the crowd. Burnout will come in, they run into problem, nobody to encourage them. So all these things, they contribute in one way or the other to our mental health. You go to church on Sunday, you dance, you see people to relate with, it boosts your morale. If you are thinking about things or some things weigh you down, before that Sunday service, you get to church, you can talk to your church leader or church pastor. They will link you with resources that will help you sort out things in good time. And why it helps, connection reduces loneliness and isolation. Connection reduces loneliness and isolation. Then number four, manage stress in simple ways. Manage stress in simple ways. We can see the picture at the background. Lonely place, quiet place. You go to places like that, you practice deep breathing or short relaxation exercises, and you take walks or do light movements. Fine, the winter, we are in the winter period now. Not too many people can take that chance and can go out for a walk because of the weather condition. But during summer, the temperature is okay. We can go for a walk, do some light movement to ease your mental stress. Spend time in quiet or nature, close to nature. Go to parks and then maybe close to a river, just sit down, study nature when possible. Small actions can calm the mind and body, which have been tested and proven to be good coping tools for people having one mental health or the other, even pets or those who can afford it. I've had instances where I've had contact with patients, and the reason why they got those pets is for companionship. At least, even if you are not close to human being in your room, dog and cat, they are running about in the room. They can communicate in the language those animals understand. So some buy those pets for companionship, and also it's an important tool in a healthcare setting. Sometimes we ask them, they will tell you, I have so number of cats, so number of dogs, and they keep my company. They have something to discuss when they go out, when they meet friends. association of pets owners. So those are ways people connect with the community. Then be kind to yourself. It is understandable that one can feel tired, one can be sad. That's why I said mental health is a spectrum, a continuum. Some will be on the negative side, some will be on the positive side, and some will be in the middle of the spectrum. So it is understandable to feel tired, sad, or overwhelmed. They are normal body reaction to events of life. Avoid comparing yourself to others. I said it at the beginning. When you land, you meet people who have been here for a long time. They've acquired assets, mortgage, cars, and all that. So you don't compare yourself with those people. They started small and they were able to get to where they are now. Celebrate small achievements. When you celebrate small achievements, it gives you motivation to approach the next task. And these have been proven to help one's mental health. So the key message here is you are doing your best. Anybody that is trying to mount pressure on you, oh, you've stayed in Canada for 2 years, for 3 years. I had this one has acquired this, that one has acquired, that one has gotten to this stage. Just let them know I am doing my best. I will get there too one day. So you give yourself those self-motivation in order for you to overcome pressure from friends and and also to overcome peer pressure. Number 6, learn about Canadian system. We have an organization that has a plethora of information about how Canadian system works. And we've been using this platform to deliver topics, to engage our community on different topics that will help our stability, our growth, and our stability in this country. So learn about Canadian system. Use settlement agencies for help with forms and services. Ask questions. There are no silly questions. Use interpretation services if needed. Where there is language barrier, we have different language services in this country. French community, Spanish, those who speak Spanish, Portuguese. Even in the health system where I work, there are times you meet patients who cannot communicate in English. We dial their number, language service, interpretation services. They come to your aid. As you are trying to unravel question history from patients, they will help you interpret. So also in other sectors in Canada, we have these interpretation language services that you can employ. If you are competent in speaking some language, that's additional bonus for you. You can work in such organization. They need people from different countries who speak different language to help interpret. So that's another job opportunity for you. I'm giving you this information free of charge. So understanding systems reduces stress and confusion. Not only that, you take care of your physical health. Eat regularly and as healthily as possible. Majority eat junk and they think they are feeding well. So eat regularly and as healthily as possible. Get enough rest. This is very important. At least 6 to 8 hours sleep is good for your mental health. And you can see at the background the stethoscope pointing you to the fact that you need to visit a doctor or clinic when needed. Some people don't go for their annual physical and they keep piling up stress in their system and then they break down. Annual physical every year, it helps your mental health. When you know how your body system is working, oh, they run some tests on you and they inform you that everything is okay. It's a booster on its own. But when you run a test and they list the number of diseases that you have to deal with, it may mar your mental health. So it is very, very important to be up to date with your annual physical. Tell the doctor you need to run some tests on my system. I want to know how my body is functioning, your sugar level, your cholesterol level. Let them touch all those aspects and be sure you are okay. Why it helps? Physical health supports mental health. It's the healthy body that will support your mental health. If the body is sick, your mental health will be messed up. Number 8, limit overload. Limit overload. You can see the table, different thing on the table that you must deal with. Reduce constant exposure to stressful news that will stress you. Please reduce it. And with the different thing going on back at home now, we need to be disciplined with how we access social media. Some of the things on the social media does not really represent what is going on back at home. So please be disciplined on what you consume on the social media. Reduce constant exposure to stressful news. Take breaks from social media and focus on what you can control and ask for help early. Talk to a trusted person when stress increases. Use community, access health, or mental health support. Asking for help is a sign of strength and not weakness. And then number 10, keep hope alive. Settlement improves with time, and many newcomers face similar challenges. So support and resources are available in this country where we are. And our CEO has shared so many with us, different help, no matter your profession. And even if you want to go into businesses, into agriculture, opportunity abounds here. And make sure you are close to people who have such information. And another thing I want us to learn is what I call mental health first aid. No doubt about it, wherever we find ourselves, we'll meet people that are having challenge with their mental health, and they manifest it in different ways. I mentioned anxiety. Some people will just be anxious about everything. So such kind of people, if you have them around you, they need help. Some are going through depression. Maybe they have lost their loved one, they have lost job, they are out of job, and they start manifesting any of those symptoms. Problem with sleep, they are not eating, they just lock themselves inside their room, they are not coming out, they've lost interest in things they enjoy most. So we should be our brother's keeper, be on the lookout. If you are on the positive side of the spectrum now, please be your brother's keeper. Watch out for people who are on the negative side of the spectrum. And once you discover them, the first thing is that you listen to them with empathy without any judgment. Because communication, the most important part of communication is the listening aspect. When you listen, you get the full information, the whole idea of what they are going through, and you'll be able to communicate or advocate for them or communicate that to people who can help. So you listen without judgment. It is not your duty to judge anyone. Oh, I've been telling you, you're into 3, 4 job. Why won't you break down? No, that's not the best way to approach or to take care of people, to help people who are victim of mental health. So you listen without judgment. You express care and concern. You encourage professional or community support. Avoid minimizing or dismissing feeling. Don't be dismissive. When they talk to you, please don't be dismissive. The person may be one step to committing suicide, which is the end result of mental health disorder. Some end up committing suicide, and suicide rate is very high in this community, very high. And these are reasons why we look out for all these things. Once you notice it and you see the person is saying things, odd things, weird things, I'm tired of this world, I want to go and die, I want to end it all, quickly help the person by calling the helpline. So we'll still get there, seeking help and support in Manitoba. I deliberately narrow it down here because of the province of this most of us, we are in this province, and we work with vulnerable people who also suffer from mental health, so we can quickly help them out. So we have the suicide crisis helpline. This is Canada wide. So you either call or text this number 988 for immediate support anytime. Then we have the clinic crisis support line. So you call those lines, the numbers are displayed on the slide. So they are free, confidential crisis support and intervention. So once you give them that information, they know the next step to take. The Manitoba Suicide Prevention and Support Line, you support if you are struggling or worried about someone. Like I said, once you start noticing their attitude, some of them, they want to harm themselves or harm anyone close to them, and they may even verbalize it. So once you pick out those words and you are able to read in between the line that this person has a tendency of killing himself or herself within seconds, quickly call this suicide prevention and support line. Then Kids Help phone for children suffering from mental health and youth. So that one is also displayed. And then for First Nations and Inuits, Hope for Wellness Helpline. We have them in different languages, English, French, and indigenous languages. So seeking help, we also have crisis response services, Winnipeg and beyond, shared health / crisis response center in Winnipeg, walk-in and phone support with mental health specialists. The mobile crisis service, they are available to come to a person in crisis or provide guidance by phone. And then youth crisis support. So these are help available in our province for people suffering from mental health. In conclusion, mental health is part of overall health. Yes, it's also part of the things that keeps us going. And everyone will experience it, like I said. Seeking help is a sign of strength. There is hope, there is help, and there is healing if you reach out on time. And these are the references. If you want to still study, have more information on health, on mental health, these are resources. You can go online and access information about health and mental health from these websites. So thank you everyone for listening.
Awesome. Thank you so much, sir. Can we just give him a digital round of applause for the wonderful presentation? Thank you so much. What a wonderful presentation and very enlightening. I think it's very important for us as immigrants here to learn more about this because there are a lot of stress and stressors that comes our way. And so having the toolkits to really help ourselves and also other people is very important. So thank you so much, sir. Someone is saying, God bless you. Thank you for sharing your words of wisdom with us. So I think we'll move on to questions now. I haven't seen any question, but please, if you have any question, you can raise up your hand, you can unmute, you can put it in the chat. We have a few minutes for questions. Any question at all regarding mental health? One question I would think of is, assuming we have students on here and they have a lot of issue, especially international students, on how to pay their fees. They have responsibility back in Nigeria, whichever country they're from. And just being in Canada alone, it's a big stressor because of the environment. They don't have the community. They're new to the environment. They have a lot of things going on. What would be your advice, so to speak, to such person, especially if the person is dealing with financial commitment?
So thank you for that question. And that is why part of the coping tools I mentioned is for people to join communities. There are NGOs that assist with this, and there are communities that also assist people. And then among the student community too, I don't know whether they have opportunity for bursaries and then scholarship and all that to help. I know some schools have them, but I don't have information on that presently. We can research and then send such information to whoever is passing through this peculiar challenge. And we've been doing our organization. I know our CEO too, we have information about how students can also access help on this different platform. So they need to liaise with those communities in order for them to get a quick bailout. And then, like I said, religious affiliation also matters. Some people will come stay aloof. Somebody has brainwashed them that once you land, there are a lot of jobs there. It's as if they are picking money on the streets. You'll be able to pay your school fees. And then it is when people land, it is when people get here that they see the reality of things and they begin to run helter-skelter. So from the outset, it is very important for them to, affiliate with all these communities in order for them to be able to access help before the real problem comes.
Thank you so much, sir, for that. I think another question I have is when you started, you talked about mental health. Everybody has mental health, right? It's just a matter of where they are on the spectrum. So I was just curious if you could give some, I guess, word of encouragement or word of advice regarding the stigma surrounding mental health, because when immigrants come and you hear someone having mental health issues and everything, the first thing you hear is God forbid, that kind of thing, right? Which is great, but at the same time too, there are a lot of things that affect people's mental health that you've spoken about today. So if you can give any word of caution around the stigma surrounding mental health, I think that would be great as well.
So the challenge about our community is once people hear about mental health, or what keeps running through their mind is either somebody is having a psychiatric problem or the person is mad, and then they begin to distance themselves from such a one. The stigma is real. And that is why I ended it with those first aid. The point I highlighted under those first aid, that we should not be judgmental. That's the number one thing that pushes them away. Once you sound judgmental, they will not want to come out. And for all we care, there are people, they are not ashamed to tell anybody. You meet this one, I'm suffering from autism. You meet this one, I have depression. You meet this one, I have this, I have that. They are bold to say it because they know there is support in the community for them. Some of them, they are being paid by the government. They are under AIA. They've stopped working because of that, because of the frequent crises they've been having. But our people, they see it as, no, that's not my portion. This one, attack from the devil. It's not like that. Different triggers push out this thing. And the advice I have for everyone is we should be on the lookout. We should watch out for those symptoms. And once we notice any, we should quickly come to their aid and then connect them with community resources that can help them out. Some of them have some special consideration. Government has made provision for different on how to help people in that regard. So let's connect them to such facility on time and not distance ourselves from them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for that. And one thing I always say is we all need each other at some point in our lives. So let's be kind to ourselves and also to other people. So someone had a follow-up question. It says, at what point on the spectrum should one become concerned?
Once it starts affecting your activities of daily living, you should seek for help at that point in time. It's affecting how you function. You can no more go to work, and then you are losing interest in the things you enjoy most. So it is, and then once some people will start having suicidal ideation, you should shout for help. You should shout for help.
Thank you so much. So essentially, don't die in silence and don't hold on to your symptoms, whatever it may be. So we have a question. I think Sister Jessica, you can go ahead, please.
Oh, sorry to interject. I also just wanted to add that, especially when women give birth and have children, we should be on the lookout. In addition to what our speaker said, this is not my portion, and a mother is struggling with postpartum depression, doesn't feel that she's able to speak out, that we should also be our brothers and sisters keepers. You should look out for them and not sound like, oh, me, I was able to tie a baby on my back, be in the market. What do you mean you're struggling with this? That might be the cue that is an offhand comment, might be the cue that they are really struggling. So that's another time that we should look out for mental ill health as well.
Thank you so much for the add-on. And as you were talking, it just occurred to me that honestly, I feel everyone should just be mindful of what they say, because you can just say a side comment and that person might be going through a lot of things that you don't know, and that might trigger something. So just being kind to one another, even with your words, I think is very important. Thank you so much. Any other questions or comments before we wrap up for this evening? So I'm not seeing any question or comments. Can we give our presenter a wonderful round of applause one more time for taking the time to talk to us this evening? Thank you so much, sir.